Load it up, Carl. This shit feel like game 7. Put lines up through my S's. Wake up in the morning, count my blessings. Feel like heaven. This shit feel like game 7. If I lose, then I'm going home. Is you gonna win or is you gonna fold? Just had the sun, I gotta get these goals. When I feel that pressure, that's when I bow the most.
Welcome to the Money Down. We back again with another live episode. Of course, we got Monday Night Football going on right now. Falcons versus the Eagles. Solid little matchup, man. I don't know what y'all noticed from the game so far. I like how Jalen Hurts been balling a little bit, using his legs. He hasn't really used that, the back half of last season, the first game this season. But you missed A.J. Brown. So got to use those legs. He's finding, Devontae Smith. You definitely need to get Saquon more involved in that run game. Start off the game hot. Keep handing it to him. No A.J. Brown, you missing one of your dogs. Feed it to him. Saquon, one of those special players. I think the Falcons done came to play too, but that run game is fire. Algier, Bijan Robinson, they get into it. Kirk got to get it going a little bit. That passing game got to step it up. I don't know what's going on. How you feel about Kirk? You Falcons fans, so how you feeling about Kirk so far tonight?
I was watching the game earlier, like the first couple drives. I was like, "Damn, I missed when we had Julio and Matt Ryan. We ain't had no problem moving the rock. You feel me?" But I think he's still just working through, a little bit of that mindset. It's always hard to come back from something like an Achilles. A lot of people, I don't know people personally that have tore their Achilles, but just hearing the recovery process and how it's more so good pass. How it's more so mental. You know what I'm saying? For them boys to kind of step back. So I think once he get a little bit comfortable, but we got to get guys open. You know what I'm saying? We got so many weapons. Drake on the outside, Kyle Pitts. We got people. McLeod getting open, Moody. We got some weapons, you know what I'm saying, that can push the ball downfield and that can win on one-on-ones, but we just ain't been doing it. So I don't know, but this is a good game.
Yeah. It's a good game. I thought it'd be low scoring. How you feel about the game tonight, Warren?
I'm a defensive guy. I'm tapped in. I'm a defensive guy. So I like seeing low scoring games. Everybody like to see all the touchdowns and things like that, but I love seeing defenses get to work and operating like tonight. Both sides of the ball, flying around, big plays, big hits. Yeah. Also, I play a lot of fantasy football, so I got Saquon and Kyle Pitts right now, so I need them boys to crank up. I'm down 8. So
you need to see some scoring there. You don't want to see
Kirk Cousins need to figure it out. Kirk Cousins need to figure it out. And they need to get Saquon involved on the offensive side a little bit more for me. But other than that, man, I think it's a great game, dude. Like I said, I love low-scoring games. I love seeing defenses operating to perfection. That's just my type of football.
I will say when it comes to Philly defense, it still looks like there's some holes in there, especially as far as the run defense. Right before the half, the Falcons was walking down the field. I thought they bowled up. Didn't give up the touchdown right before the half. But that interior, I know they got a lot of young players. Jalen Carter, the big dude. I'm slipping. Big dude from
Georgia.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Jalen Carter.
No, the other real big boy.
He went first round the year before.
Last year.
I think I'm going.
It'll come to my mind. But yeah, they got the big boys in the middle. They got
Jordan Davis.
Yeah, Jordan Davis. Yeah, them boys they got to tighten up in the middle of that defense and stop that run, man. I know they got young backs, young backers, Kobe Dean. They got Zach Bond, Wisconsin product. Playing off the ball. He's not used to playing that. He played on the ball. In college. So although he had a great week 1 too, but yeah, I think they run defense got to tighten up because that was their problem last year. Defense couldn't stop nothing. Offense was turning the ball over. So if they can get that defense figured out, Philly, I know that's one of my picks to make it to the Super Bowl if they can figure out a defensive side thing. They don't get that tightened up, then I'm not really sure. But other news, we had other week 1 games going on. We had quite a few close games, this weekend, which was good. I love to see close football games. It was a couple blowouts. I know. The war, your Rams, y'all got the Cardinals took y'all to the woodshed, man. Took y'all on
the he been screaming. People don't know he been screaming. Them folks were Super Bowl bound since damn near January.
I ain't gonna
can't get him to shut up.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you. I had back of the Blues, bro. We had Saturday, we went to the Badger game. They got stomped by Bama. Then Sunday, watching Sunday night, watching my boys get stomped by the Cardinals. Bro, they ain't never lost by the same score. I think I'm a curse or something, boy. Golly.
Hurt.
And not to mention, bro, we got injuries, bro. We done lost Cup. Now we done lost Puka. Now we done lost Coop. Bro, I don't know what we about to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, we got some young guys to stand up, but it's looking dark right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. And losing to the Cardinals, bro, we smoked Cardinals last year, both games. So
y'all. I think they said y'all had a record against them. Like I don't think Sean McVay had lost to them like in the last
at all
9 games or something like that, which is crazy, man.
Yeah.
But it's dark for sure, bro. It's dark for sure.
About to get ugly over there, man.
And this only the second game
in this week. San Fran.
But then they got Debo.
Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey out. So we might have a chance. Everybody got a chance on Sunday.
But y'all have your offense. Yeah, I mean, I don't like Stafford, but I don't think he can do it on his own, man. I don't know who else impressed with, after week 1. Week 2, excuse me.
We're gonna say the same team.
I like want to say it on 3.
What? New Orleans.
Okay, they bought out. I get
cooking right now, boy.
Yeah, they definitely cooking, man. We'll see if they keep y'all think they legit. Y'all think they for real? Well, you think it's just early in the season?
First game was Carolina. Carolina's not good right now. Second game was Dallas, who was, projected to be NFC, you know what I'm saying, champs, possibly, before the season started. So I think it's legit. It's just one of those things where you're gonna have your highs and your lows, and it just depends on how you play the next week following. Once you lose, because ain't nobody gonna go undefeated. Nobody's gonna go undefeated in the season unless you Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. They
ain't going undefeated.
They ain't going undefeated neither.
But I'm just saying they the closest.
Yeah, but they ain't going on.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. They as far as, and I tweeted it during the game, I heard they look serious, they look for real. I was kind of thinking about, game 1 being, a little bit of whatever, just because it was Carolina. But here it is, a team, even with all the trash that we do talk about, with Dallas, they still got a crazy pass rush. Their secondary is always solid. And then they always got some pieces to be able to get, to be able to at least move the ball. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb, B. Cooks, Dak is Dak. But so for New Orleans to go out there and have that performance, and their defense has always been top dog, right? Solid, when you play New Orleans, it's gonna be a tough defensive game. But man, they offense, bro. Being able to hit the shots downfield. Obviously, Alvin Kamara looked back to Alvin. He looked like, and I watching it, I said it about Saquon, but Alvin looked like offensive player of the year. He going for, what I'm saying? He having that type of, beginning of the season. Yeah. And it always fall down to DC, man. And if Derek Carr continue to play how he playing now, I mean, bro, the division that they in, and what I'm saying? I'm a Falcon fan, but I mean, Tampa looked good, I guess you can say, but it's still early. It's still early. And I think, too, divisional games, I think if you're New Orleans, you're not scared of Baker. And I'm not saying Baker's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying this is one of those, it's not like you facing Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. This is somebody we can go ahead and get after. Yeah. And I just think, man, the division is low. So, man, if they keep playing the way they playing, and they got to run through New Orleans, it's gonna be tough. All that voodoo going on in that stadium.
I think Tampa's solid too, man. They beat Detroit. They beat a good football team, close football game. They handled it. I mean, I seen Baker even hit bink somebody in the open field, hit him with a little 1-2. So I think Tampa. I like what the Saints are doing, and they've been doing it without Marshawn Lattimore too. Defense been holding their own. Marshawn wasn't out there, so I'm excited for that first matchup. It's always something with the Saints and Bucks when they, Marshawn, Mike Evans,
and Mike Evans.
There's always a little hostility going on.
I really wonder, bro. I really and obviously, bro, nobody ever come out and be like, "Yo, this is what it really is." But bro, it's something in that. That ain't just no bro. We play you every day. That's like some something really happened. Somebody crossed the line. Somebody crossed the line, bro. Oh, it's on site. It's on site. It ain't no, a chip in the game where it's bro, you going overboard. It seemed like from snap one when them motherfuckers line up. It's pressure. What up?
No, go ahead. I got you. I think we're going to say the same thing next too.
No. My week 2 one. I like the Houston Texans. I know they out the last 2 games. They won some close football games. But I think it's good for them. They battling now, playing some 4-quarter games. Junk ain't always pretty, but they winning these gritty type games. And CJ Stroud, man, Dude been balling. I've been seeing him make some plays, dog, like escaping the pocket. He look like he playing the college football or like Madden or something. He get outside the pocket, throw that thing across the field. There's somebody open. I think them boys legit, man. And they got mixing, they got a run game, they got solid offensive line. Yeah, Nico Collins. I was wondering if last year was a fluke, man. He coming right back to it. He big dude, fast, physical. Man, I like the Texans. Their defense. They flying around. Daniil Hunter were flying around. I mean, they harassed Caleb last night, man. They made it tough on him. I know Caleb,
Who is 5?
Petre.
Jalen
Petre. He like
I
like him.
He played at Louisville, right? It was Louisville.
Either Louisville or Baylor, one or two. I don't know.
He socked him yesterday on the
side.
He
did. Yeah, the boy hitting.
You got a question, Carlos. Y'all think the Chargers legit? I mean, I think they is, man. It's just, they playing a different brand of ball. We know they got Bosa, Khalil Mack, Derwin James. They defense, they had all these high-powered names over the last several years, but they haven't had the right coach, I think, to really play together. Harbaugh, in college and the NFL, that's always been his thing. Physicality, play defense, and run that dang ball. So I think they're legit. They're gonna cause a lot of problems for a lot of teams because they're gonna stick with that run. They're gonna play physical. You see J.K. Dobbins had a little bit of a resurgence, which is cool, man. The dude done been hurt over the last several years. My dog still got to get over that hump. They got to break them runs. He be ripping off like that at 40. I need to see him separate, but he'll get to it, once he, get them legs back under him. Yeah, I think they're legit, man. I know Herbert
for sure.
I think Herbert got banged up yesterday, so hopefully he all right. I know he got kind of bent back. That just like it hurt, but I think the boy is solid. I can't front.
Hey, I got to shout out the Vikings too, boy. 2-0.
Yeah.
And beating San Fran.
I told y'all. Y'all said y'all was on Sam Darnold. I said, but dog came to play. Y'all don't know if you seen the little post game him coming in the locker room with dog talking that stuff. I like that though. I like that though, man. That's dope, man. You've been kind of bouncing around the league. You was a top quarterback drafted in your class. Won pretty early on. You get probably like one of your final opportunities to start in this league, and look, you get to go up against your former team last year too. So, that's tough, man. I love seeing those type of performances.
What was dope to me is after the game, Brock Purdy walked up to
Flo,
Flo, and told him like, man, that shit you running crazy.
It is.
And movie. I'm sorry, y'all boys. But I seen a thing from the game, bro. They was running like they ran like a Tampa 2 out of a zero look.
Yeah.
Double mud.
That's gonna mess a lot of people up, bro. Pre-snap, just not knowing what somebody in and everybody moving pieces. So man, shout out to B Flow. He got them boys humming on defense, dog, for sure. Yeah. And then I wanna spin back to Lowe's question just about if the Chargers are real. And man, we looking at the game of football now transitioning to like wanting to be pass heavy so much, and Harbaugh bringing that old school, like what got him to the Super Bowl in San Fran is kind of like what he's following that blueprint once he done got back into the NFL, which is you got to be able to run the ball. And James, we talked about that last year, like in the playoffs, like the team that's going to be able to run you don't gotta have a 100-yard rusher every game, but if you got a meaningful run game where you can kind of chew that clock a little bit, take some of the pressure off Justin Herbert, it's going to be really hard to beat because you're controlling the clock. So it's going to be real interesting to see how they move forward. With the division they in. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Oakland stole a dub in Baltimore, which was crazy. I don't think none of us saw that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they in a division where it's a little tough, but they're gonna present their problems to people too.
Yeah, stole one against the Bengals too, cheating refs.
We'll talk about that one. Yeah. I got to talk about the Pat Seahawks. That was a tough little game too.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys. I mean, they fought. I thought it was a game that they very well could have won. Winning the overtime. I know. Jacoby took a sack. In overtime, they end up getting a field goal block or whatever. So then, the Seahawks end up turning around scoring. But I thought they played tough. The run game was back, but I think eventually that passing game is going to have to evolve. A guy like Pop Douglas, Jalen Polt, those guys got to get involved somehow. I saw Pop Douglas. He was kind of hot, after the game. I think he might have saw one target, but it wasn't even a target for it. The ball just thrown at his feet to get thrown away. we see the receivers are starting to get frustrated. So I think for the offensive coordinator, Van Pelt, Jacoby, you got to look to these guys a little bit more often. There's no way you can go into the game where, your receivers leave the game with like 3 or 4 catches. Yeah. I know Hunter Henry had a game. He had over 100 yards receiving.
Over 100, yeah.
Hunter's one of those guys, but these receivers have to get involved for this offense to take the next step, because it's good if the run game's working, but you can't win that way every single week. There's going to be some teams that's going to go stop the run. It's like, all right, now what you going to do now? Can y'all throw the ball consistently for 4 quarters? Right now, I would say we can't. So I think that has to take the next step. I think the defense played well enough to win. Guys gave up a couple plays or whatever, but the Seahawks are a solid football team. Their offense is legit, man. They got 3 receivers that can go get it. DK had a game. Jackson Smith and Jigba had a game. Lockett always going to do his thing, and they got backs that are solid too. And I got to shout out Geno Smith, man. Geno played well. Didn't turn the football over. Made plays in crucial situations. And he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in this league. I know people. He said that people ripped me off a few years ago. He ain't right back, but he continued the ball, man. And I think their defense is pretty solid too, man.
They're underrated.
They're underrated. They got some guys over there. They play together. And Mike McDonald, head coach, he's a defensive coordinator. So I mean, look, man, that defense is gonna be legit.
And the thing that's crazy about Seattle is that division normally is like jammed up with like who gonna win. If anything, this the year to be able to like put it all together and go out there and try to win, bro. Because I'm not saying San Fran down, but McCaffrey being out for some time is kind of going. You know what I'm saying? That's
who knows how long Debo out.
Who knows how long? Who knows how long both of them out? I seen Shefty talking about. McCaffrey earlier today, like it ain't really looking too good. It ain't really get out there yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like they don't know if it's gonna be a really big time missed with that Achilles tendonitis. But I mean, bro, the Pats, watching glimpses of the game, they played a good game, bro. And sometimes you gotta be able to go out and win a game differently. A couple years ago, they won a game like that, right? Like you never know how you're gonna have to be able to win. So I understand that it's frustration from the receiver group. I just think the OC got to figure out a way to get those guys open. Y'all talented in the receiver room. Guys can make plays. You just got to figure out a way to find, whether it be the O-line blocking a little bit. I see, Lowe said that. They got to protect Jacoby. I mean, it's just a matter of just figuring out, what worked best for y'all right now in this game too. Yeah. It's game 2. You'll
a lot of ball to play. Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of ball to play. Who's y'all biggest losers from week 2? I don't know if y'all got any team that
Baltimore.
Really
Rams.
Well, you let me say the
y'all is a big loser. I'm like, we big, bro. Getting smoked like that, and now being down your 2 best player, beat your best playmakers on offense. Like, I mean, you're a big loser, but outside of that, I don't like bagging on my team like that, but it is what it is. But I say Baltimore.
I Baltimore, man.
And what's crazy about Baltimore is like. I know we all, when the signing of Derrick Henry, it was kind of like, we all was geeked and everything, but that wasn't an issue last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the issue last year has been, right, you get into the AFC Championship game and you just completely abandon the run at all. So I really don't know if people was like, adding Derrick Henry, if they felt like that was what was missing, but it hasn't worked out so far. And I don't even know where they kind of steer the ship at because the offensive line is bad. Let's be real. They lost 3 starters on the O-line. And then people got to also just think from the football perspective and mindset that trying to block for Lamar, like it's a totally different play style, right? When you had these certain players, Pittsburgh with Le'Veon, it was like that. Like, you seen like he went somewhere else and it was like, it's kind of hard to adjust to how how you play. I feel like Lamar is that type of player where that O-line has to be in sync because you're going to have to block longer. You're going to have to, you're going to have to figure things out. And right now, they're just in a hole, man. Defense not as elite as it used to. You know what I'm saying? They kind of
lost some guys, man. Lost some guys. You lost Patrick Queen, lost a few other people. Clowney played solid last year. So you lose some players. I mean, take some time to get adjusted. But I think they're one of my biggest losers, too. They was probably hyped to play the game, week 1 against the Chiefs, trying to get their revenge, lost. Like they let that carry over. Play the Raiders, who they got some players over there. Not to say Raiders aren't good. Maybe they got caught sleepwalking in this one. Things ain't necessarily go well. I mean, Derrick Henry had a pretty solid day. 14 or 18 carries, 84 yards, 1 TD. I feel like that passing game they gotta really figure that out. I feel like
Shout out to Max Crosby, dog.
Yeah, Max Crosby, yeah, dog.
Menace, bro. Like a menace, man. He completely blew that whole game up just with how he was playing, the pressure he was able to get, man. Shout out to Max Crosby.
Yeah, shout out to them Raiders. I mean, if Gardner Minshew and that offense can, figure it out, man, I feel like the Raiders will be solid. They got a pass rush.
Yeah. Division tough, low key.
Division tough, man. Look, man, they got receivers. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if they ever figure that thing out, I think Antonio Pierce will be a very solid, or is going to be a very solid head coach. Look like everybody is bought in behind him. So I think the Raiders can be a solid team, man. But we kind of talk about quarterbacks, so we got to talk about, some of the, two of the, last two number one overall picks. We got Caleb Williams, got Bryce Young. Bryce Young in news today got benched. So I don't know kind of how y'all feel about. For me, I mean, man, yeah, go ahead.
From Bryce, fam, I'm having my agent or whoever, I don't know, and I know it ain't this easy, right? Because you got to figure shit out, what's gonna be what. But I'm requesting the trade tomorrow. Man, get me out of here, because you want to see, and it's quarterbacks. It's all type of examples of that in the league, of quarterbacks getting a fresh start and being able to flourish. Let's just be real. Carolina, that franchise, I don't know, that shit's doomed, bro.
Yeah, that shit doomed.
Like, they need Batman in there to figure that out. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a good constructed roster. And it's just bad ball right now, but I feel bad for him because you're killing his confidence right now, and it's more so not all on his. Obviously, he could play better, but at the same time, man, it's bad, bro. I just want him to get out of there and go somewhere and play and feel confident.
He's a good quarterback. You got to give him
a good player,
bro. You know what, James? You mentioned this a few episodes ago, and I know I'm reaching back, but like you talked about the development of quarterbacks and how important it is, and Bryce Young was one of those quarterbacks that did not get to sit behind anybody and develop. He got thrown into the fire when the franchise was already doomed, right? Yeah. Same thing with Caleb right now. Obviously, they're 1-1. They just lost a close game, but I mean, Caleb ain't playing the hottest either, right? Yeah. He ain't got a chance to develop. He got thrown into a fire in an organization that was doomed, to say the least. So it's just like, I mean, development is important, and we're starting to see that. Obviously, you got some outliers. CJ Stroud's playing really well.
Yes. I mean, one in like every 20, 30, 40 quarterbacks to get drafted number one. I feel like and
he had a good system around him. Like
he had a good system around him.
People don't know how important that is, bro. You got to go to a good organization. And then two things I noticed about these young quarterbacks right now, which is like, it's kind of crazy to me that everybody hit the panic button. You look at Bryce opening up with New Orleans, which is stars on New Orleans defense everywhere, right? Got a crazy pass rush. Tyrann Mathieu, secondary good. Like they are suffocating type defense. It was going to be tough for him. And then also looking at looking at I'm going blank. The quarterback from yesterday, the Bears quarterback. I'm going blank.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams playing, a strong Texas team, which with a D coordinator and head coach that is known for just, playing hard-nosed defense. Them boys. So get them boys some time to figure it out, bro.
Yeah,
to figure it out.
I just feel like they set them up to fail. I say it over and over again. I know guys get drafted number one overall. There's a lot of hype around them. You're excited to put those guys on the field, but I don't care, man. Get you a veteran. Get somebody who can play at least a few games throughout the year. Let these guys watch and learn, compete against the starters in practice until they're truly ready to play. I don't think you can tell whether somebody's ready to play after OTAs and 3 preseason games, which they barely even play in. It's just tough, man. Last year, the roster wasn't constructed right. This year they made some offseason moves. Go get Deontay Johnson, get some people on the offensive line, get a new head coach and all that. Another new system for the quarterback. So that's never a good thing for a quarterback to have his second offense and his second year and all that. So there's a lot of transition. I've seen guys, some of the quarterbacks, former quarterbacks and people on social media, kind of putting on his film, on Twitter and everything, critiquing his footwork and his processing and all that right now, which is off. Which I think it's a result of it's a result of last season. Last season they couldn't block for him for shit. So now you come out here week 1 to get harassed. Look, my process fucked up, my feet fucked up. I'm all over the place, and I think that's the development part of things. You can't put these guys out in that fire just because you want to see him go out there and play and see he's going to work through it. that shit can hurt these kids, man. Now his mental all messed up. No, he's one of the top processing quarterbacks coming out into the draft. Now you feel like he can't process shit. You know what I mean? So let these guys, don't throw these guys out there too soon, man. You really hurt their development. You gotta slow it down for these guys. I mean, it seemed like the locker room was behind. I saw Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, his receiver, saying it's not all on him. We're behind him. This guy puts the work in, all of that. But I really think they shot that kid's confidence, all last year. And then week 1 didn't help getting, beat down like that. Then, once again, getting beat down here, like 14 completions for like 84 yards. That's tough, man. Now you get benched. Bro, I don't even know where that kid's head's at right now. That's tough.
And you know what's crazy? And I said this right before we got on here. Like, bro, the league passing has been down regardless, right? Yeah, like, and that's something. That's a little thing to just kind of look at. Like, I don't think it's many quarterbacks putting up the numbers that they usually, put up. I mean,
not throwing for 300, 400.
They're not throwing for 300, 400 yards. And then also too, man, it's some good D coordinators out there, dog, that know how to scheme and disguise, man. Like, the league is actually tough. I know you see certain quarterbacks, like a CJ Stroud, who come in and hit the ground running right away. But like, bro, for them to be that young and not, and the college level is it's not the same, right? You might face a team that try to man you up and certain things like that. But now you facing teams that's literally, I'm showing you one look the whole time. And at the last minute, all this is changed. This is a completely different picture. It's hard for them to process, man. So I just think he got to get around the right. He got to get around the right organization. Organization fit is everything in the NFL.
Yeah. I saw Carlos put it. Do y'all think his benching affects the locker room? How y'all think that works? I think it kind of does, because we had guys after the game saying that Bryce is still the best guy for the job and this and that. He shouldn't get benched. And then obviously, I think it's coming from upstairs. I don't even think it's coming from the head coach. I think it's coming from the front office, probably why he's getting benched. I don't necessarily know. I feel like it probably has some effect, especially if Andy Dalton goes out there and he starts stinging the shit up. It's like, then what? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not in that locker room. I don't know how much it affects him, but if Andy Dalton goes out there and he's not handling business, then yeah, I think it's already downhill, but that junk going off a cliff. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're gonna say, bro.
Down on your sword, bro. Down on your sword, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, boy. They need to nuke that whole front office. Listen,
the owner too.
The owner be on board. Like
100%.
They need to nuke that whole front office. 100%. Everybody, I'd be the one to say it. That shit doomed. You better nuke it and figure it out.
How y'all feel about Caleb? Caleb first 2 games been struggling some. Last night he was trying to do his thing. He was doing at USC. Escaping the pocket through a couple of interceptions, forcing something, which offensive line isn't blocking perfectly for him, which we thought that would be an issue going into the year. But my thing going into the year too was, look, you did all that stuff at USC. You can create. Look, in the NFL, that you can't do that. Even if it's not blocked right, in the times where you're supposed to, try and create plays, sometimes you just got to throw that ball away, man. These dudes too good. These dudes are too good, man. They trying to make their money too. Throw that ball up in the air. These DBs, they trying to go get it, man. And it's tough. I don't think it's all on him. It looks like his confidence is, kind of already getting shot some. That's why I thought the Bears should have signed a veteran quarterback, maybe a guy like even Ryan Tannehill, who's still a free agent, to compete with this kid. I know you brought everybody in to get it right for him. Got all these receivers, all this and that, which it looks pretty, on paper. But look, this dude ain't seen these type defenses for 4 quarters. The D'Amico Ryans, that was the most they blitzed ever since him taking over as the head coach. So 100%. When you see these rookie quarterbacks, they chomping at the bit. I'm throwing the kitchen sink at them, especially if stuff not going right early on. And that's what D'Amico did. They was heating him up. And it's tough, dog. I still think he's a good football player, obviously, but it's kind of in that same boat as Bryce Young. Man. It's just like you throw these guys in that fire, things don't go right early on. Where are these dudes' head at? Where's their confidence at? And you don't want these young players to lose that, in year one, man. It's hard to bounce. Quarterback, I feel like quarterback, DB, it's just all about confidence. You ain't got that confidence, man. It's hard to go out there and, pick a defense apart and go cover somebody and all that. So I don't know how y'all feel about Caleb Williams early on.
I think he'll be straight. Go ahead, you got it.
No, you got it, bro. No, you got it.
I think he'll be okay, man. And I think it's just so hard because you see players like Patrick Mahomes, right, who's able to create and extend the play for so long. And, you kind of look at that whole draft process, like a lot of people was kind of comparing their games alike as far as, being able to extend the play and create. And I think when you come in as a rookie, you try to already think and you hear the noise around you that, all right, like you're comparing me to this person. I see Patrick Mahomes doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think you'll be able to do that. I think he's learning now that, you know what I'm saying? Those guys like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson that do that, it really takes somebody special, dog. Yeah. It really takes somebody special.
It takes time for the defense to put that fear in defenses too. Like it takes time. You know what I mean? You ain't just walking in that mud.
Yeah, and just doing that. I think he'll get it. I think he got the key pieces around him, right? Like I watching the game, I seen Keenan kind of on the sideline talking to him. Obviously, Keenan hurt. When he get back, that'll be another weapon for him in the pass game. Obviously, DJ Moore, like he got solid weapons around him, and the defense is cold. Yeah. Like we're talking about a good ass defense. Yeah. So I think if he get up to speed, you know what I'm saying, it'll be okay. But that division tough. So them boys better start winning fast.
Yeah. Carlos, you bring up a great point. That's the message I've been kind of echoing, ever since the preseason. That's just why we don't throw Drake May out here early on, because look, as we can see, the passing game hasn't been perfect for the Patriots. Early on in the football season, I know, Drake May probably a little bit more athletic than Jacoby, can make some plays with his legs. But yeah, if the offensive line not protected right, maybe the receivers aren't getting open. You don't want to mess this kid up early on. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed, within our football team, especially on offense, before you throw that guy out there. Which he's immensely talented. Let him learn, let him grow. I'm sure he'll get in there at some point this year. But don't throw this kid in the fire. We don't want him to lose his confidence, man. I said he'll build it in practice. He'll get those repetitions. Our defense right now, they throw a ton of different looks at quarterbacks. He's going to see that in practice, and that's going to help him be prepared, whenever that moment does come for him. So it's a great point, like you said, Carlos. I've been trying to echo this, all the time, because I already see it early on this year. People like, put May in there. He'll throw for more yards than what Jacoby throwing for, and I was like, no. Like Jacoby's
I was just going to ask you that.
Like Jacoby's actually doing. I know he's not throwing for a bunch of yards, but he's doing a pretty good job, man. Like things ain't perfect. There's been some guys, getting in the backfield and all that. He's managing the game, not turning it over, using his legs when he needs to. I think that's what they need, early on in the football season. Maybe if, at some point, if like we get like week 4, 5, 6, and like the passing game still not, doing nothing, then hey, maybe Mayo looks at it and like, okay, maybe we got to get somebody, in here that's going to actually take some shots down the field. I don't know Mayo's mindset. I don't know what the Kraft's mindset and all those guys, but yeah, maybe that's what it'll take to put May in there, but not yet for me. I don't know if y'all have any thoughts on that type of situation.
Sure, I want to just know from you, like, at what point do you, like, where do you think you get to in the season where it's like put them in there, right? I mean, you got to be able to throw the ball at some point.
Yeah. I just think you get about 4, 5, 6 games in, and look, our passing game is just non-existent. And it's like, all right, like, yeah, maybe I got to throw the rook in here. Maybe he'll actually, take some shots down there. Actually, give those guys an opportunity. I don't know. Maybe they want to see him, proving it. I don't know what they're looking for to really take that step. But right now, I'm sure you can already hear Mayo saying in his press conferences, like, we can run the football. We're a tough football team. He's like, but yeah, we got to be able to throw the football. So you can tell he's already kind of looking at that, putting his eyes on that. And like I said, if Jacoby can't take that next step as far as, actually giving these guys opportunities or actually, making some plays in the game, then yeah, maybe they decide to take a switch, 5 or 6 games in. I don't know what that number is. It's all on, those guys, but I can see that if that's the case. Let's flip it on over to some college football. I think my social media content for this week is, it was a lot of talk coming out of, Colorado State, leading up to this football game against Colorado. So, I mean, I know after the game, Colorado handled their business on the field. Colorado State didn't. They did a lot of woofing. Yeah, we can go to that. We had Shador Sanders right here with Brave.
Ain't shaking no hand. We ain't got no friends out here.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I got a problem with it. I'm gonna let you have it, though. You got it.
You go ahead. You got a problem with it. I'll let you have it first, man.
It's not that I got a problem with it, man. It's just like, where was this shit last week when Nebraska was blitzing the hell out of your ass? Where was it? Yeah. After the game, you feel me? I heard a lot of How many times did the other quarterback get hit? How many times? And Nebraska was in the press conference talking noise the week.
Yes.
The whole week they was talking noise. I seen the one dude say, Sojourn ain't our quarterback. So I always, and I was a player, right? Like I'm talking shit. Like that get my confidence going. I'm having fun, but like I just find it just crazy. When you do it when you do it with a different set of groups, and then when the other team doing it, and you get your, you get your behind beat. It's all quiet, since like beat at the whole way. You feel me? And that's just my problem with it. But I mean,
I'm about to say, hey, when you take the L, you keep your mouth closed. You don't say nothing. But and not to mention, it's been boiling over since last year, bro. They've been talking back and forth and all this stuff since last year. Colorado State done had they stuff to say. They main two player, Nicolosi and whoever the receiver is.
Yeah.
They've been talking their gas. So when you go to their crib and you blow them out, hey, and that jaw jacking been happening back and forth over social media. I mean, and
it's a rivalry game too.
It's a rivalry game too. Like, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I get what you're saying. Where was all that at when when y'all got smoked by Nebraska?
Because Sojourn ain't shake nobody hand after Nebraska.
After Nebraska. No, he was on the field early.
After Nebraska, you feel me? So that's my thing. Like after the Colorado game, you got the camera following you. You want to be seen, like where what I'm saying? Where they at? Like, but the week before that, your ass was in the locker room quick.
I just say it's different because them boys they had like their own little documentary like about this game, saying they should have murdered them with all this social media stuff. Like I just feel like the other kids from Nebraska, it was just like regular media questions. It looked like that joint looked like they purposely filmed that on purpose to kind of agitate them boys. And look, they took some shots at them. Look, everybody gonna react to it a little bit different. He shook everybody else's hand, that came up to him after the game, except for bruh. Look, hey, it is what it is. Everybody gonna handle it a little bit differently. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, man. I don't mind. You talk crazy. You talk a little crazy in the media. Look, hey, don't be friendly. Don't be friendly to me.
They talk crazy in Colorado every week.
No, they don't. No, they not.
Man, they talk, and when we say crazy, I can get it, right? Like Colorado State, like, we should have murdered them, but nah, bro, y'all know, man. That's why it's so much pressure on Colorado, because it's just, what I'm saying, the head coach, he got his way with the media. The players, they in the media and they always talking, and rightfully so, as you should. I'm just saying, when you stand in front of the media like that, be able to dish it and be able to take it when it's good and it's bad. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was bad last week in Nebraska.
For sure.
I just think
it's different because of the rivalry game, and it's been back and forth. That's my
none
thing.
of that. It wasn't none of that. You couldn't find them.
They boys got beat to sleep last week.
They did.
They couldn't say nothing last week for sure. That's just them rivalry game. I just feel like it's a tad bit. I just feel like they jumped with the doctored up. And the boy got whooped the previous week. I know Dion said.
Can you pull up Nebraska's schedule right quick? Like I just want to see something, bro. They gotta play, because if they play, you gotta be able to talk that shit when you play. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't do that when you play Colorado. When you play Colorado State, fam.
Yeah, Nebraska probably got to tell. Let me pull.
I said not Nebraska. I'm tripping. I mean not Nebraska. I'm tripping. My fault. Colorado schedule. I just want to see who.
They gonna start playing the Big 12 teams. I'm sure they got Baylor. Baylor's solid.
Okay,
that's gonna
solid.
Baylor's solid. They ain't gonna be no walk in the park.
Man,
got UCF, Kansas
State, Arizona. They got Arizona.
Listen, be on all that when you play them motherfuckers.
But it's like, I just think they were just extra just because them boys were just talking. And I know they were saying, during Big 12 media days, the coach, like, wife would talk a little crazy.
Yeah, she was talking crazy. She was talking crazy.
It's a little extra,
Like, I think of it like this.
I so badly want somebody from like Kansas State to just come out talking hella shit. I just want to see if it was just a Colorado State thing, or if he really talking like that to everybody. I just want to see it.
I think of it like this. Like, think about us in Minnesota, right? Like, We ain't talking trash. Well, we ain't talking cash to everybody. We beating people, but when Minnesota come around, like how chippy that game get. People got stuff to say. We got you got bulletin material every week. So
chippy,
bro.
Man.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a rivalry game, so that's why I'm a little bit more cool with it, just because it's a rivalry game. Yeah, now, if this was like, what I'm saying, you talking this cash to Cincinnati or something like that, and then just got, what I'm saying, it's got to be like that with everybody if you go do it like that. But it's a rivalry game, yeah, so that's why I'm all right.
Oh, bailing up, man.
I ain't bailing out nobody. They got smoked last week.
Be on all that when you see Team A and when you see Team B.
I guess my question is, would you adapt them up?
Would I adapt them up? Yeah, after the game, I would have still I would have still been talking shit. But I'm going, because at the end of the day, fam, I ain't gonna lie, bro. And we done all been in games where, again, there is stuff that is there, and I don't know, maybe this for Sojourn and Dion, maybe it is that personal. You feel me? But we done all been out there on the field. Like, and then you might talk your little trash, you might say whatever on the field, but and then when that whistle blow, it ain't personal. Because I don't know you personally. I don't know what you got going on outside of this. So I would adapt them up, but I still would have been talking, what I'm saying, my trash at some point. But man, adapt these people up and keep going, bro.
You talking about a different generation, and everybody got social media.
Which I'm cool with that, fam. Like I said, I'm cool with that. But just
they take everything personal on social media these days.
Be on that at all costs. Because look, after the game, I want to say, I keep going back to Nebraska, but Nebraska linebacker or something was talking noise. Like, I ain't hear nobody. If it's that personal and you feel like you taking, I got to say something about it. Even after getting my ass beat, I got to say something, bro. Like, you just
what you gonna say?
I don't know. I gotta say something though. I don't know.
Bro, you can't. But
I'm gonna tell them the same thing.
After
going
getting
top 5, you can't fuck with me. I'm going top 5. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna tell you.
I get that, but like there ain't aside from that, there is nothing else you can say after getting beat like that. There ain't nothing you can say.
That's all he said. The other,
keep your head down and keep it moving. Keep your head down, keep it moving. Get ready for next week.
Hey, in other college football news, we had Florida State. Them boys done lost again. Lost to Memphis. I mean, y'all called that, man. I thought, after they lost to Georgia Tech, I thought them boys gonna try and shake back, go out there and try and win a few.
No chance.
How y'all think this end for them? Did the coach end up getting the boot? I mean, I ain't hoping nobody get fired, nothing like that. But the boy that spent a lot of money in that NIL, on the quarterback, a few other people. Look, man, them boy 0-3. They got Cal. I mean, Cal good this year. Got SMU, Clemson, Duke, Miami, UNC. I mean, look, Notre Dame, Florida. So the boys still got a tough schedule ahead of them.
They might go defeated the rest of the season.
They're not going defeated. They're not going defeated.
Hey, bro, check this out, bro. Bro, first off, they got to change something up. They're gonna have to change up the quarterback situation. And if they didn't feel like that quarterback that they have behind DJ Ungale or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If they don't think he good, bro, it's curtains. First off, but I also think Mike Norvell saved himself with last year with the season that they put together. What?
I mean, nah, man. He came from Memphis and lost to Memphis too.
But hear me out. But hear me out. They had an undefeated season last year, again, we talk about it. We give them some grace. They should have been in a 4 based on the rules. You know what I'm saying? So they had a chance. I think he gave himself some time to fix where he's at. So what they're doing right now, I think he gave himself some time. So I don't know if the coach is on the hot seat yet. But if they go defeated this season and lose all the rest of their games,
you spend all that money on NIL.
I ain't gonna lie to you, yeah.
But that's everybody. But you have to.
Sure.
And with the way NIL is working, bro, you rolling the dice regardless of how much money you spend. You rolling the dice.
I will say this though. And the difference and the reason why I think it's OV with Norvell and Florida and Tallahassee and our Florida State is because when you lose that locker room, that's when that's the bad part, right? Like, and we've all been a part of losses where what I'm saying, you're supposed to beat certain teams, but your coach still got command of that locker room. Your coach can still speak motivation into you guys. So, but when you lose the 3 games that they did lose to, like, and then that schedule getting tougher later. I just feel like that's the part of it. Like, I don't think you can reach the young men in that locker room no more. But we'll see. I think he's on the hot seat, but he probably do give himself a chance to survive this just because of last year.
I think he's on the hot seat because watching that game against after they lost to Georgia Tech and watching how they played Boston College, them boys look like they were checked out already. Them players, and it was a close football game going on. Them boys was like a one possession game. Them boys like whatever, like. That's a sign to me. Like them boys don't really mess with the coach or something ain't right. I will say that, man. They got too much talent to be out here 0-3 early on in the football season.
And too, James, and people don't notice when tickets at Florida State is $2 and you can't fill up the stands, like people ain't see that. I caught that against that Boston College game. Like they had the camera where you could see like the lower level, so the game looked packed. But when they did that wide shot, that whole top thing was nothing.
That boy said,
and
gas more expensive.
You feel me? And at a big time university like that, man, people ain't going for that, man. They better figure it out.
You better get it right, boy.
I gotta know though, Perk, has there ever been a Power 5 team to go 0-11?
They not going. I don't think they going 0. He can look at.
There's been plenty of Power 5 teams that have gone 0-11.
What about a Florida State's caliber?
Oh, plenty. Plenty. Northwestern didn't win a game for 3.5 years.
Northwestern ain't Florida State.
They Power 5 though.
They Power 5.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about
with the amount of talent that they got.
I'm talking about with the amount of talent that they got.
How do you rate amount of talent that they got? Like if we're saying the Power 5
with a top 10 recruiting class every year, let's go with that.
Well, Florida State doesn't even have that. They're
top 15, top 20, they somewhere.
They're all in the portal. I know what you're saying. I'll get back to you on that here in a couple minutes.
Hey, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if them boys went 0-11. That's all I'm saying.
He definitely gone. That happened. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Other college football news: we had Arch Manning. My guy got checked into the game this week. My dog did his thing now. Hey, Arch
ready.
Yeah, Arch ready now. My dog ripped off like a 67-yard rushing touchdown.
I didn't know Arch had that in the bag.
Little bink. My dog
took them in their head.
Hey. He said, hey, Peyton said he got that from his mama.
Yeah, man, Peyton or Eli had that.
Hey, no, shout out to Arch though, man, because very well he could have been one of those kids to transfer out after his freshman year. I'm sure plenty of colleges would. I know. Hey, Wisconsin, we took an Arch Manning for sure. We took Arch Manning in that transfer portal. But look, man, he kind of stuck with it. Quinn Ewers goes down the game, gets his opportunity. I know it's against a lesser opponent and all that, but he showed up, man. I think that's dope. I'm glad guys like him, obviously with a name who could have go anywhere he wanted to transfer, stayed there, willing to sit behind the guy. And, looks like he's going to be ready whenever his opportunity does come. But, shout out to him. I don't know what y'all feel about, Arch Manning's performance over the weekend.
You got it, one. I'll go to you.
No, I think he performed very well. Now, again, it was against, UTSA. So I would love to see how he performs next week. If I'm assuming Quinn is down one or two more games with the abdominal injury he had. So I'm excited to see what he does, what Arch Manning does against, some tougher competition. See how he handles the game, how he manages the game, see if he's able to do that, against the SEC teams that he getting ready to face.
He got Georgia coming up soon.
Yeah, he got Georgia coming up soon. So
I think Carlos posed a good question. Y'all think there's any chance he starts, for the rest of the year? If
Quinn, just depending on Quinn.
It depends on Quinn, but if he performs well and he performs better than expected, I think he keeps the starting spot.
Nah, bro.
I don't know.
Bro, sometimes you gotta ride.
No, for sure. Sometimes
you gotta ride the hot hand. Like if he's balling like that against SEC competition, and again, I ain't trying to glorify SEC because I still think Big Ten better. I'm just saying, if he balling like that against the Georgia, if he balling because I think they gotta play Oklahoma this year, things like that. If he's balling against those teams, I don't know who they exactly play in the next couple of weeks, but if you're doing that and you're doing it consistently, you can't sit the man down.
I think it get real tough for
it gets tough.
It get real tough for everybody in the SEC. It's so crazy. Me and my pops was talking about it on the phone earlier today, and we just was like going through the schedules. I think maybe Ole Miss probably got the easiest route, and they got to, I think, play Georgia. They got to play Georgia, I think. But everybody else, Texas, Georgia's schedule is ridiculous. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia, just with the performance that they had last week, like they could. It's about to get real spicy.
I said college football about to get real. Like this week, going forward, college football about to get real exciting. I think that's what we want to see. If like it's the most parity in college football ever, across history. You know what I'm saying? You can turn on the game. I've been saying it. You might not know who's gonna win the game. If you think it's a lesser opponent, I think the boys still got a chance to win. What you got for us, Perk?
We got Washington going defeated in 2008. I'm now using the term defeated.
Let me coin that.
Yeah, you can absolutely coin that. South Carolina defeated 1999, 0-11. We've got Illinois defeated 1997. We've got Iowa State defeated in 94, Oklahoma State in 91.
What's happened?
Kansas, and then Kansas State in back-to-back years, 87 and 88.
Oh, that's that hurt.
Damn.
89's the year.
But was Kansas State even? I don't know if Kansas State was even that good back then. Was that Bill Snyder era?
Those were the last 2 years before Bill Snyder took it out.
Okay, yeah, they weren't that good before Bill Snyder stepped in.
No, they weren't. But
Power 5 school.
Yeah, you're right.
Tough, man.
But to this question though, nah, man. I just think out of respect, bro, and how bro has played in that program recently, like, I mean, Texas ain't been good, like this good as far as national championship contenders. It's been a little minute for them. So just how he got them floating right now, obviously a little injury, but for him to just take over and be the starter, like, I don't think that happened.
Yeah, life ain't fair.
Yeah, it sure ain't. I mean, we seen it happen in the national championship game, Tua and Jalen Hurts. So yeah. So you honestly never know how it's going to shake out. So we'll see what happens with that. Before we wrap, we got some solid college football matchups, coming up this week. I said the schedule about to get real good. Probably after this week going forward, we got Friday night. We got Illinois undefeated versus Nebraska. Damn. I think that's going to be a solid matchup. USC, Michigan struggling a little bit. USC look pretty legit. We got Utah versus Oklahoma State. They both undefeated. We got Tennessee versus Oklahoma. So that's kind of that Oklahoma welcome party to the USC. I mean to the SEC. And Tennessee look. Tennessee look right. Boy, look legit. So I don't know which matchup out of those y'all excited about. I know we looking for. I'm looking forward to Nebraska for sure because I think they're gonna be a pretty good football team and now to get into Big Ten play. Illinois looks solid. We obviously know Coach B. We know type of ball that they play over there, so it's not going to be easy. I want to see how they match up on that Friday night. Everybody be tuned in, see how that goes. I'm always going to be tapped into the Big Ten.
I'm gonna go with the obvious one. I'm gonna say Tennessee and is it? You said it's Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah,
Tennessee and Oklahoma. And it's just gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good measuring stick for both teams because you got an Oklahoma team that seems like they can obviously move the ball and still score at that fast and rate that they always have had these last couple of years. And then here's Tennessee, where it's kind of a program that's getting back to its glory days, man. Last year was a good season, and the year before that too was the last 2 years have been good for them. But now you're starting to really see, right? Like, are we going to be in contention for that top 12? So I just want to see what both teams do, and a loss doesn't hurt. Somebody like it would back in the day, but it's still, you just want to see where everybody is.
Yeah, I'm going with Michigan USC. I'm excited to see that game. I want to see how USC plays against, Michigan. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, they in the big house too, right?
Yeah, in the big house.
Yeah, USC.
And they start orgy this week.
They start an orgy this week. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that game. I'm excited to see how Michigan bounces back from these last couple of weeks. So it's gonna be a good challenge. It's gonna be a good test for Michigan and USC. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and I think
Nebraska game Friday, James.
Friday. Yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
Is it at Nebraska?
At Nebraska.
At Nebraska.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a tough one for Illinois too, for sure. But Yeah, I mean, I think this would be Raiola's obviously biggest challenge yet. So far, I think Coach B, Aaron Henry, we know A-Hand, and they'll challenge the freshman, throw some different looks at him, try and confuse him. We'll see how he handles it. And when it comes to the Michigan USC, I think I'm excited for that too, just because that's going to be real Big Ten play for USC. That physical at the line of scrimmage to really see if USC is. It looks like they prepared for it, so that'd be a great challenge. Because Michigan can't really throw it that well, so it's going to be a ton of read options, a lot of run games. So if USC handles that, man, I'm like okay, like them boys look like they're gonna be ready for Big Ten play. So definitely excited for that one, man.
I got I just want to throw this out. I just want to throw this out there real quick. I want to get y'all boys' thoughts. I got an upset of the week.
What you got?
Georgia Tech gonna go into Louisville and upset them boys.
Is that an upset? You think that's an upset?
I think so.
Georgia Tech.
Louisville ranked. Georgia Tech not ranked.
Yeah, Georgia Tech not ranked.
Is
3-1. 3-1.
Georgia Tech 3-1?
Yeah.
Georgia Tech ain't no slouch, man.
Hey, it's considered an upset. Hey, Louisville, what, like 19, 20 or something like that?
19.
I mean,
19.
And they played a couple cupcake teams these last couple weeks. So,
man, I think an upset.
And it's a home game.
I think I could go probably USC.
Louisville is a 10.5-point favorite in that game.
Okay, so it will be an upset for sure.
It will be an upset. That's my upset. That's my upset of the week. I don't know what y'all think.
It would be an upset.
So it's a solid pick, man. Watch. Yeah.
I want to. What is USC and Michigan?
The spread. Let's see. At least Wisconsin gets USC off bye. Yeah, that's true. I said we gotta get after during this bye week at Wisconsin. QB competition to everything. That's what I want to see. Everything on the table. Everybody competing during the bye week. We ain't chilling. We got to get right.
You think it's realistic to see Mabry Mettauer starting against USC coming out of the bye week? You think that's realistic?
I wouldn't throw him out there. I wouldn't throw him out there like that. On the road. That boy got some hitters over there.
But I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, obviously, Braden came in cold, against Alabama and things like that. But you had a guy that had experience from last year and didn't really show much against Alabama. I hate saying that. Like, is it a? I mean, what confidence?
You can't.
Young freshman on the road, Big Ten play. I ain't gonna lie, Warren.
Hey, the real one stand up. That's all I'm saying.
Real or not, if I was USC and I saw that freshman, I'm literally blitzing every single play, bro.
I'm doing that if I see Brayton in the backfield.
Brayden, he at least played.
At least played. Like, you got to think a little bit with that.
He played in the bowl game.
This freshman probably ain't even seen these coverages I'm about to throw at him. All type of two trap. I'm throwing all type of crazy.
You want to put him in there against USC on the road?
I'm not saying that I want to, but like I said,
confidence, y'all. I ain't trying to kill his confidence.
I ain't trying to kill nobody's confidence, bro. But I just feel like, you had a guy that had some game experience from last week. Obviously Bama's Bama. They came in. Bama was playing like Bama, but we didn't really do anything with Braden. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really produce. Like, he had a couple of bad throws early. He didn't, get out of the pocket or anything like that.
Missed a few down the field plays.
A few down the field. Like, I mean, you gotta. I don't know what confidence you're talking about. Like,
but you give him 2 weeks to prepare. I mean, look, he probably wasn't getting that many reps, going into the Alabama week. I mean, he probably didn't even think he was gonna play. That should be tough getting thrown in there. So give him 2 weeks. I like Brady.
The bye week is the second week. If he ain't performing during the bye week,
no, I'm saying, like, you got 2 weeks to prepare for USC. Now, I like give me the guy who's played. Give him 2 weeks to prepare for USC. I'm taking Brady a lot, but I do think it should be a competition though. These 2 weeks.
What if he outperforms Braden?
You see what happened?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're the coach and he outperforms Braden over the bye week, over the preparation.
I mean, I just think that'll give Mabry some confidence, going forward. But I can't.
But not even give him a chance. That you don't think that kills his confidence? Like, how would you have been like knowing you're outperforming somebody and you don't get an opportunity and you
happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
That's fair. Yeah, I feel that. That's fair. I felt like that was.
Yeah, for sure.
I got you.
We all done been there for sure, man. But that's a wrap for this Money Down podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in to our live episode. We're going to continue to do this every Monday night. So Be tapped in with us. Continue to like, subscribe. You know, we're on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcast.
Shit, we need to be on Apple Music.
Track, man, keeping us vibing for every episode.
Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
We need
Hey,
to
Brady,
be on
Brady
Apple
Lock, you the
Music.
man. I ain't trying to say nothing against you, bro. Like, I love you, bro. I'm just thinking outside the box. Man.